Hey now, I'm back with another exclusive trading system that relies on the higher time frame trend and has been proven very profitable over a series of 100 consecutive trades. And because you love them so much, I am going to share 6 optimization tips to make this system exceed even further. So just skate right into that subscribe button. I call this system chopping broccoli, and like most trading systems, it can be adapted to Forex, crypto, options, stocks, indices, or any instrument that has significant volume and market participants. This strategy uses 3 free TradingView indicators. As always, links and settings to all indicators are listed in the description. The first indicator is the exponential moving average, or EMA. The length will be set to 200 and colored in white. In this system, the 200 EMA will be used to determine overall trend direction of the current chart. The rules will require only to take longs above the 200 EMA and shorts below it. The second free TradingView indicator is the stochastic RSI. Inputs will remain at default settings, and I will thicken the lines for presentation purposes. The stochastic RSI is a very popular oscillator that attempts to determine overbought and oversold market conditions. If both lines of the indicator closes above the 80 level, the market is considered overbought. And if the lines are below the 20 level, price is considered to be oversold. In chopping broccoli, this study will provide our entry triggers. The third indicator to place on the chart is the chop zone. I am going to change the time frame to 4 hours and check the box to enable gaps. I am going to change color 0 to cyan, color 4 to pink, and set all other colors to yellow. The chop zone is a built-in TradingView indicator based on the choppiness index created by Australian commodities trader Bill Dryce. The choppiness index attempts to measure if an instrument is trending or consolidating. In this trading system, the chop zone will determine if the higher time frame is trending and thus confirm our entry signals. Let's go over entry criteria and review some examples. As always, system rules and details are listed in the description below. This chart is Binance Coin versus Bitcoin 1-hour Japanese candlesticks. The rules to enter a long on chopping broccoli are: first, price must close above the 200 exponential moving average in white. Second, the chop zone indicator must be cyan in color for the previous 3 bars. We do not count the current bar to avoid repainting due to higher time frame resolution. Third, both lines of the stochastic RSI must close below the 20 level. Finally, the stochastic RSI must cross up. All of that happens when this candle closes. That is our trigger candle. We place our stop at the previous swing low, and the target is 2 times risk. And this setup hits the target. If you enjoy this content, make sure to click that like button. I have one more long example. Price is trading above the 200 EMA. Then we can see the previous 3 bars of the chop zone are cyan. Next, both stochastic RSI lines close in the oversold territory. And finally, we get a cross up of the stochastic RSI indicator. Everything converges on this candle and it serves as our trigger. The stop is placed at the previous swing low, and 1 to 2 is the profit target. And this example rapidly hits the target. Now we flip to shorts. This is what I will test for shorts. First, price must be below the 200 exponential moving average in white. Second, we are looking for the chop zone indicator to be pink for the previous 3 bars. We do not include the current bar to account for higher time frame repainting. The next rule is that both lines of the stochastic RSI must be in the oversold territory. The last rule requires the stochastic RSI to cross down. When this candle closes, the rules are met. That is our trigger candle. The stop is placed at the previous swing high, and the target is 1 to 2. And this example winds up hitting our target. I am going to show you one more quick short example. Price closes below the 200 EMA, and in this example, we actually get the added confluence of a 200 EMA rejection. Second, the chop zone indicator is pink for the previous 3 bars. The current bar in yellow is superfluous. Third, the stochastic RSI is in the overbought zone. And finally, we get the cross down of the stochastic RSI. We have our confluence when this candle closes. That is our trigger. The stop is placed at the highest level of the previous swing high, and the target is set at 1 to 2. And we get a nice trend continuation to our target. I am going to give you some really fantastic strategies on how we can make this system more versatile along with a trader's landing score. And now it's time to do what I do. If you enjoy this content, hit the like button. Remember, this is just 100 tests on one instrument. If you are thinking of using this system, please do all the required testing and be sure to let our community know what you discover. This test was done on Binance Coin versus Bitcoin 1-hour candles. It took just short of 6 months to find the 100 setups. Most wins in a row was a phenomenal 10, but most consecutive losses wound up to be 7. This dataset provided for a respectable profit factor of 1.51. The win rate equated to 43%, which would be hard for an underdeveloped trading mind to process. Risking 2% on each position, the total gain on account would wind up being a very nice 58%, not accounting for fees, spreads, and commissions. That being said, there are some very obvious ways to improve on those respectable numbers. To the untrained eye, this equity curve looks like a slice of heaven. We have this super impulsive move up caused by the 10 winning trades in a row, and then we get a very choppy ride to the top. But if we remove those 10 trades, you can see this equity curve does not look so impulsive, and the need for optimization becomes plainly apparent. What score would you give this strategy? Let me know in the comments below. I give this system a trader's landing score of 7 for the following reasons. First, this strategy accounts for higher time frame trending phases, and 2, it is a simple and easy system to follow. However, this system is missing some simple and obvious filters to remove conspicuous losing setups. Remember, the enemy of great is good. I have 6 ideas on how we can improve this system. First, I must point out how much I like this chop zone indicator, specifically when using the higher time frame settings. I think it can make for an excellent addition to many systems I have previously tested. If we expand on that by zooming out on the chart, we can see that in this bullish trending market, using the chop zone study for confirmation, there is not one lower low broken. And again, we can see in this bearish move, not one higher low is broken. Like I said, this indicator set to the higher time frame can be a powerful tool for trend traders, and you know how much I prefer trend trading systems. Second, like I presented in this video, oscillator hidden divergence can be a powerful tool to confirm trend continuation. You can plainly see a lower low on the stochastic RSI and a higher low on price. We then get our expected mode of trend continuation. By using hidden divergence, this entry signal becomes even more powerful, and our equity curve gets less choppy. The next tip is so important for trend following systems, but market structure is the starting point to any competent technical analysis. We can see 3 losing trades in a row, 2 of which would have been filtered out because price is moving sideways. You should not take setups that are not confirmed by market structure. Ask yourself these 3 questions. If I am looking to buy, is price above the previous pullback? If I am looking to sell, is price below the previous pullback? If I take this setup, is my entry too close to the stop level? Adding simple common sense rules to your system is key and perhaps more important than any indicator I can show you. Fourth, circling back to point 1, there could be another way to use the chop zone indicator. This is a strategy I have not tested on the channel, but using the chop zone to trade breakouts or using a breakout to confirm the system signal can be extremely effective. Drawing a simple horizontal line and waiting for a break above for entry gets you into this huge impulsive move. Of course, if you use this method, an increase in your risk to reward level or even using a trailing stop loss could be warranted. If I was to test again, I would use this simple optimization idea. Waiting for the stochastic RSI to return from the extreme zone saves you from this loss and gets you into this winner. To be totally frank, I probably should have used this trigger method instead of the one that I tested. The next optimization tip is something that I wanted to bring up because many who present me systems to test rarely include volume. Personally, I think volume is the most underrated indicator by modern traders. You can see this huge volume candle when price breaks above the 200 EMA, and then this huge impulsive move. There are so many ways to incorporate volume, but adding it to key levels like the 200 EMA or a trend line, or a Fibonacci level, or even a hidden divergence will take your trading to the next level. That I can tell you. Check out this playlist for more profitable systems and have a great day because you deserve it.